Namaste students, welcome to statistics class. We are discussing about statistical inference in that large sample test third application, that is test for population proportion. And yesterday we have seen what are the different steps in order to complete that particular test, and also we have seen one problem under test for population proportion. Now today we will see two more problems under test for population mean. And where we have seen, yesterday we have seen one problem where they have given in that particular problem the proportion is equally distributed. Proportion is equally distributed means P and Q, where we take P and Q as equal. But in this particular problem, read the problem there. A campus bulletin claims that only 36% of the college students visited the library in a week. Only a campus bulletin, it states that only 36% of the student they visited the library in a week. Now, a sample of 225 college students, now they have taken a sample of 225, a sample of 225 college students showed that 90 of them had visited the library. In a sample of 90 of them had visited the library. Showed that 90 of them visited the library. Now, question is, can we accept the claim of the bulletin? Whether we can accept the claim of bulletin. What is the claim of the bulletin? Claim of the bulletin is, in a campus, in a week, only 36% of the college students visit the library. The campus bulletin claims that only 36% of the students visit the library in a week. That is the claims of the bulletin. So their question is, can we accept this claim or not? Their claim is only 36% they visit the library. But another sample, when they taken a sample of 225 college students, they showed that out of 225, 90 of them visited the library. Here one sample shows out of 225 sample, 90 of them visited the library. Now, when you get this kind of problem, now you can easily make out, firstly we will write the formula once. What is the formula here? Formula is P minus P0 or capital P root PQ by N. So which terms we need to identify? We need to identify there N, that is nothing but sample number. Here one sample they have taken, that is 225. So N is 225 here. Then we need to identify what is this particular P. That P is called as, this is X by N. X by N, that is in that sample how many people? In that sample how many people? We can easily make out that in this sample 90. In this sample 90, so that 90 we can call it as X. So X is 90 there, X is 90. Always along with sample, in case of proportion problem, along with sample, which number will be given? In this sample, this many people. In yesterday's problem, we have seen in a particular sample of 100, 125 people are drinking coffee. Out of 100, out of 1000 or out of 600 people, there 200 people are drinking coffee. So we can easily make out that this is a sample number and this is X. Here in this problem, firstly you need to identify which is X and N. N you can easily identify. In that N, how many number of people, that we can call it as X. Now, what is this 36%? In yesterday's problem, they have used the word equally distributed. So we need to take P as 0.5. When P is 0.5 out of total proportion, 1 minus 0.5, then Q is also remain as 0.5. But in this problem, a campus bulletin claims that only 36%. So that 36% out of total proportion 1, out of total proportion 1, 36%. 36% means convert into proportion divided by 100, there we get 0.36. So out of 1, 0.36 proportion of the students visit visited the library. And remaining, how many are remaining? 1 minus 0.36. So there 0.64. It's a number of q. This is a p and this is a q. So now we get altogether the proportion is 1. So they have told that 0.36, that is 36, they have given in percentage. If you convert into proportion means 36 by 100, 0.36 proportion of the student visit the library in a week. And how many proportions are not visiting? 0.64, that is the number of q, proportion of q, they are not visiting the library. So in a previous problem, this we have taken as 0.5 because they have used the word there equally. Equally means 0.5 tea and 0.5 coffee. Now here most of the time problem is sample, along with that one number, how many people are going with this particular sample, that is x and n. One more separate information will be in percentage. One more separate information which will be in percentage, that is the value of p. That is the value of p, and 1 minus that p will get the value of q. Sometimes what happens in the sense, this they do not provide in the form of percentage. When they do not provide in the form of percentage, sometimes we can directly take it as this. Sometimes even this they will provide it in the percentage. Such kind of problems we'll see later. Now we'll solve this particular problem. Now when you check the problem, you cannot find there less than or more than in the problem. You can easily make out it is a two-tailed test, because less than or more than, increase, decrease is not, we cannot find in the problem. Now write the solution and write the given values there. That is n is equal to 225 and x is equal to 90, then p is equal to 36%. So if we convert into proportion, that is 36 by 100, 0.36. P is 0.36 and level of significance is 1%. One more thing, if 1% level of significance means that definitely they will mention in the problems. Sometimes when you get statistical inference problem, they will not be giving the level of significance, will not be there. When they do not mention the level of significance, we need to consider it as 5%. If it is 1% means they will definitely provide it in the problem. If they do not provide any level of significance means we need to consider it as 5%. Now here, nextly we will write null hypothesis. What is the question here? Can we accept the claim of the bulletin? Now we need to write we can accept the claim of the bulletin. We can accept the claim of the bulletin and we consider there p is equal to 36%. We consider p is equal to 36% or 0.36. Now alternative, it is two-tailed test, so we need to take we cannot accept the claim of the bulletin. We cannot accept, so p is not equal to 36%. So which kind of test it is? It is two-tailed test. Two-tailed test. Now apply test statistic. Now take the formula there. Here formula goes like z is equal to p minus p root pq divided by n. This n. So what is the value of x there? Value of x is 90 by, what is the value of n there? N is 225. N is 225 and 90 by 225 you get there 0.4. Next, what do we require? P. P we know that that is 0.36. So let us find out Q now. Q is equal to 1 minus P. So we know that here 1 minus P is 0.36. So Q is equal to 0.64. Q is 0.64 there. Now substitute into the formula and we know the value of P as 0.4 minus, here we have P as 0.36 divided by root PQ by N. Value of P is 0.36 into Q value we got as 0.64 divided by the sample number, that is 225. Now 0.4 minus 0.36 we get there 0.04, then divided by, now 0.36 into 0.64 divided by 225, then take the root. When you take the root there you get 0.032 and 0.04 divided by 0.032 you get there 1.25. This is the calculated value of normal test under test for population proportion. Now take the level of significance. The level of significance is 1%. Now at 1% level of significance, the critical values are, since it is two-tailed, we need to check the table value, critical value, K value from the statistical table. When you check the critical value from the table, you get there 2.58. Here page number 431, check the table there, two-tailed test, 1% you have value 2.58. Since it is two-tailed test, we need to take minus 2.58 and positive 2.58. Now see the calculated value. We got calculated value as positive 1.25. We need to check whether it lies in between these two values. As if we check there 1.25, it lies in between the minus 2.58 and positive 2.58. So here, since calculated value of normal test lies in the acceptance region, therefore we accept the null hypothesis. H0 is accepted. So here we accepted this null hypothesis. Now write the conclusion. Say write it here, last step, conclusion. What we need to write? H0. We can accept the claims of the bulletin. So this is the conclusion here. See here, firstly you need to identify which is x and n. Then what is the proportion of p? What is the proportion of p? They have given in percentage. Convert it into proportion, that is 0.36. Then substitute into the formula and according to the problem, whether it is two-tailed or one-tailed test, and then write the hypothesis, then provide the conclusion. Now we'll see one more problem under population proportion. We'll see the next problem, that is from a random sample of 100 students of PUC, 13 students were found wearing spectacles. Now here, out of a sample of 100, 13 students were found wearing spectacles. Can we conclude that proportion spectacles is more than 10. Here there is a word more than 10. So when we get more than, we need to consider test as it is a right tail test, and here the number which they have given, it is more than 10. So in this case we can easily identify what is the sample number there. Sample number n is equal to 100, and out of that 100 sample we can find 13 students wearing spectacles. So out of 100, how many students? X is 13. Then can we conclude that proportion of students wearing spectacles is more than 10? Can we conclude the students, number of students wearing spectacles is more than 10? So here P we got as 10. They have given in the form of percentage, means in case of proportion we get as 0.1. If P is 0.1, then Q we get as 0.9. Now we need to set null and alternative hypothesis, assuming that this is a right tail test, since we can find the word here more than 10. Now we will write the null and alternative hypothesis. Before that, write the given values. Now here given n is equal to sample. How many samples they have taken there? 100 samples. In that 100, 13 students, that is x is equal to 13. Then we know the proportion of P as 10%. So here P is 10%. In case of proportion, if we take, then it is n by 100, we get 0.1. P as 0.1. And here level of significance, that is 0.05, means 5%. So level of significance is 5%. Now set the null and alternative hypothesis. Now here see the question. Can we conclude that proportion of students wearing spectacles is more than 10? So we need to make P is equal to 10. So we need to write as we can conclude that proportion of wearing spectacles is 10%. We can conclude that it is 10%, that is P is equal to 10%. P is equal to 10% or 0.1. Now, alternative hypothesis, we know that it is more than, so we need to take as we can conclude that proportion of wearing spectacles is more than 10%. Is more than 10%. So we need to take P as P is more than 10%. So it is right tail test. So here it is right tail test. Now for example, same problem, if they do not mention here 10%. If they write the students wearing spectacles is 10%, then how we need to take? Null hypothesis, it is as it is, we can conclude that proportion of wearing spectacles is 10%. Then if it is 210, means here we cannot conclude that proportion of wearing spectacles is 10%. That is the case of 210 test. Since here more than is given, we need to take here more than. Here null hypothesis, it is always equal. We need to consider it as equal in all the cases. Now, apply test statistic. Test statistics. So write the formula here. Z is equal to P minus here divided by PQ by N. And here we know that we need to find out the value of P here. P is equal to X by N. So value of X is 13 there by N is 100. So we get there 13 by 100, there we get 0.13. There we get P as 0.13, and this P value we know that it is P is equal to, it is 0.1. So Q is equal to 1 minus P. So here 1 minus 0.1, we get there 0.9. So Q we get as 0.9. Now substitute into the formula there. Here we get P value as 0.13 minus the P is 0.1 divided by root 0.1 into 0.9 divided by 100. Now 0.13 minus 0.1, we get there 0.03. Then 0.1 into 0.9 divided by 100. When we multiply 0.1 into 0.9, we get there 0.09 divided by 100. Then take the root. When we divide it and take the root, we get there here 0.03. So 0.03 by 0.03, we get their calculated value as 1. Now see the level of significance there, it is 5%. So right here at 5% level of significance, the critical value, see it is right tail test. We know that if it is right tail test, we get there one value. We get there one value, and that value is positive since it is right tail. Now see the table there. One tail test 1%, one tail test 5%. You get value as 1.65. Take the table value 1.65, positive 1.65 since it is right tail. Now if in case of right tail, if your test is right tail, then calculated value should be, in order to accept, the calculated value should be lesser than the table value. Yes, here we got calculated value as 1 and table value it is 1.65. So we can accept the null hypothesis. See, remember, if it is two-tailed, calculated value should lie in between. In case of right-tailed, calculated value should be less. Then we can accept. In case of left-tailed, calculated value should be more. This is the acceptance criteria. In order to accept, what is the criteria? If it is two-tailed, the value should lie in between the table values. And right-tailed means right-tailed means calculated value should be less. Right-tailed means calculated value should be less. Left-tailed means calculated value should be more. Now here it is right-tailed. It is right-tailed. So right-tailed means what it should be? Calculated value should be lesser than the table value. Yes, here we got it is less. So we can accept the hypothesis. So now write there, since calculated value lies in the acceptance region. Right here H0 is accepted. Therefore H0, that is null hypothesis, is accepted. If it is accepted, write null hypothesis as conclusion. Then provide conclusion there. That is, we can conclude that proportion of varying spectacles 10%. Proportion of very spectacles is 10%. So this is about when we get model problem in case of test for population proportion. And here we'll see some other kinds of, there is one more kind of problem you will get in case of test for population proportion. We'll see it in the next class.